Hola, hola. Hello, happy Monday. How you doing? Hope you had a great weekend. Mine was alright. I was a bit lazy. I didn't do anything on Saturday, and yesterday I just spent time revisiting old beats and trying to organize myself. Um, like understand what do I have, in my hard drive. That's really gonna make a difference. I want to release a new album. So many beats in here, right? Like 60 beats, maybe 60 ideas, let's say. Like not unfinished, but 50% finished, let's say. Or even less than that, like a bit less than 50. And of course, that's bad. It's too much unfinished work. I have to start putting time on completing these things. And I found some beats that I really feel like there's potential, but I made not mistakes. I just messed up, or went in a direction that is like, nah. Like, why did I go there? Like, I could have done something different. Like the set of instruments, the samples are okay, but my performance is sometimes too aggressive. Too much repetition or too many bad mixing sometimes. I found different things. It's good to try different things, practice stuff, learn new things, and then go back to your previous work and understand that this is my point today. Like the point I want to like, I want to share this with you, this idea that bad beats, bad ideas, or whack beats, whatever we want to call them, they're not really that bad. It's just bad execution. Like we didn't know, we couldn't understand what was happening there, and why sometimes it seems to be working in here, but once you flesh it out and make it real, it doesn't work anymore. It sounds bad, and I feel like it's bad execution. It's bad or bad decisions, or a puzzle that you have to solve. Sometimes it's a puzzle because no beat. I don't think any of your work or mine, like any of the ideas, as long as we don't copy paste stuff, or we don't just try to use MIDI chord pads and stuff like that. But if you're starting from scratch your beats and just sampling sounds the way I do, we won't have the same thing. We won't have the same number of sounds, the same arrangement, never. So all these factors result into music, but it requires the different decision making. Like there's checkpoints, things we have to focus, especially with instrumentals. It's all about the instruments, the experience of being there inside music. You don't have to worry about the vocals not being loud enough because you have lots of stuff to worry about. It's different, right? Instrumentals, you want the music to become individual sound, like all the sounds become one, and it probably in vocal focused popular music maybe be different. The job is to make the singer sound great. Here is like we need to worry about the music, all the elements being balanced, and we won't have the same mix, so we need different decisions. No one can tell you exactly what your music needs, what your production needs. Like no one knows. Like everybody has to go through different attempts, trial and error, ideas, and figure out what's good, what's not good, and one day you're gonna get it immediately, and others you're gonna struggle to find it because it's not something that you should know. It's like it's something you should discover. I think that's what's happening. Like, we have to discover what's best for the beat we're making in terms of arrangement, production. If we don't do it, it's gonna sound whack. If we don't manage to discover what's good for this, number of sounds, progressions, if we don't make it sound good because we still don't know, we haven't actually tried the thing we're supposed to try, yeah, you get a whack beat. That's how you get a whack beat. Like, the execution is bad, or little details like, sometimes the elements seem to be separated like crazy. Like, that's what happens with boom bap, actually. Like, you have the amazing sample that you found in this 70s record or whatever, and then you have your drums that sound like dubstep, modern shit, with 25k hertz of white noise and whatever, and it's like two worlds that don't really seem to blend. Like, they don't belong in the same picture. I think that's it. But with mixing, and that's what happens with lo-fi, and I start to understand sometimes what's the appeal for lo-fi. If it's lo-fi, you have to downsample your drums. Sometimes, yeah, most of times the drums need to match the vibe of the sample, and then you have to downgrade the sample rate. They sound a bit like older, like they're coming out of this old machine or whatever. But that's what it is. It's just going back in time. So yeah, but last but not least, I would say bad beats are not bad. Like, it's just we bad. If the beat's bad, it's because we bad. Like, we still don't know how to solve it. If it sounded good in your head, and you would vibe, like, you enjoy your idea when you think about it, but once you start working on your thing and it doesn't sound the same, well, we have to figure it out. The idea is not wrong. The idea is not wrong. So yeah, this is my new focus. Well, no, not new focus. I've always done this. Like, I never give up on beats. For some people, it's very hard to start from scratch. There's something that was apparently done. But it's just interesting. It's a good learning experience. If you can go back to those beats that you discarded and say, well, why did I discard this? Like, what's wrong? And you're gonna find that there's no problem with having drums, bass, like, unless you did something really crazy, experimental. Otherwise, no. The music's not wrong. Oh, of course, if you play in different keys and you have, all the frequencies are clashing in conflict, obviously, yeah. But if it sounds okay, the music, the progressions, the theory is okay, the instruments are okay, but it just doesn't sound great, blame yourself. Don't blame the MPC or the beats whack. No. That's not how it works. So I'm gonna spend some time working on my old beats. But I think this is a good lesson, and I know no one's watching, probably somebody with whatever. For you, the only person right now in the chat, like, man, the beats, when you make what beats, the beats are not bad. Like, the person who makes them is bad, or doesn't know the solution to that particular puzzle. Then you have to spend some time on it, or give up. But if you give up, you're not gonna learn anything. You're not gonna improve. If you give up on shit, that's it. That's your limit. That's you got beat by that particular beat. Like a beat's beating you. I don't know if that makes sense, but if you want to learn, don't give up on your old beats. Don't just pretend, oh, it's bad. if you're gonna discard it, you need to know why. Like, I don't like the way it sounds, so but if it sounded great in your head and then you start doing it and it just sounds bad, and it's happening quite regularly to you, no. It's time to improve, it's time to level up. So let's go. Let's get into it. Actually, what's up, Kleptograph? I'm a pro in the mixing, which usually takes too long, and I had the loop I met. Yeah, man. That's totally... I was actually messing with this... well, I'm gonna play this bit a bit later. Maybe you can watch it later in the replay or whatever. But, man, I had a piano, and I had it in mono. So, the piano sounded like... I don't know, like it didn't sound good, and the sample is not bad. If you check the sample here, it's very nice. It's Chick Corea playing. It's a Chick Corea sample. But it was very mono, and I didn't notice. I don't remember why, but I decided I wanted the sample to be in mono, and it sounds like the piano is just far away in front of me. I'm using headphones, right? Yeah, all the chords are great, and his playing is great. It's Chick Corea. I have all these amazing chords, melodies, but it just sounded bad. For some reason, it sounded like a cheap beat, right? And then I discovered yesterday, while I was like exploring the project, that it was almost mono, so there was no panning, and the piano sounds like it. You know the difference, right? Like when you have something in stereo, it sounds like evolving, like it's around you. No, you're in the middle, and yeah, everything's around you. It's happening left and right, and it's more atmospheric. The moment I just changed it to stereo, like I found a nice stereo effect for it, it changed everything. But yeah, I didn't like my beat before doing that. I didn't feel like the beat was good. I was like, it sounds like a cheap beat. So yeah, mixing is important. You need to find a space for things, and if they sound like they don't belong in the room, like it's like you have you organize this, everybody's gonna jam and they bring their instruments, the music. And there comes this person with a very cheap amplifier, and it's playing guitar and it sounds great, but I mean the performance is great, but the amplifier is bad. And it's not cutting through, and the frequencies like they're distorting. And mixing is important. You don't have to do it like perfectly, but you just have to make sure you add things that belong in the picture, the mixing setup. So man, yeah, it's hard. So it's good to learn some tricks, like what you want as a stereo heavy program, how to pan your drums, your hats, what really goes in the middle, like the bass, the kick, the snare, like really in the middle. But sometimes you need to add additional stereo little things, to snare. For example, snare is supposed to be wide, but there's a part of the snare that's always in the middle. Yeah, man. Mixing is super important. But as long as for example, now I have a setup that is like every time I add a piano, I know if my piano is going to be in the middle or right or left and how loud. It's like basically where in the stereo image and how loud and what parts to remove. Like sometimes if you're playing chords like these ones, I really like the bright sound of it. So I remove everything that's low mids, everything before 600 hertz. Yeah, 500 hertz, like that area where the bass normally has like mid content, or where I want to play chords that are more like with a stronger attack. Like I just got rid of that. Like you have to clean trimming. It's like when you're gonna eat beef or a very nice steak and it's full of fat. Remove the fat from everything, but be subtle. Seems like the drums and the sample were recorded in different rooms. Exactly, bro. These are the things that sometimes I feel like I couldn't find good answers in YouTube. because they just tell you add this and it's gonna sound cool. Add this little thing here, do this, and it sounds cool. But you actually have to match the room. And that's done with reverb. If you don't add reverb to your samples in equal amounts, they're gonna sound like that. My drums here, for example, let me show you my drums. Man, this is the stuff that I hope you can hear it. I don't know if the volume is good or not, but you can hear there's a tail, right? There's a room. First of all, make sure you don't have stereo or reverb in those samples. Like there should be dry, or as dry as possible. If you have a sample or you have an instrument that comes with reverb, like sometimes those Arturia, Diva presets, you know, for keyboard scenes, pianos, they come with reverb. You have two options. Either you decide to make it mono, you find a mono switch and get rid of the stereo image, and then you add your own, or you keep that reverb sound or stereo image, and then you try to match. But everything has to match. Everything has to match, unless it's, I don't know, a new genre of music that doesn't require it. The kick. So this is the trick, man. You also put reverb on the kick, yes, but I filter all the lows. This is my kick. So I have a reverb in a, do you use MPC? Basically in MPC you have your return tracks, right? And let me check. Yeah, I have one return track here. Number 1. I don't know if it's possible to see this here. Well, yeah. Return track number 1 is a reverb, the air reverb. And I think I went for the basic small preset. Oh, you can actually see it. I'm not sure you can see it. Oh, maybe not. No, but well, this preset has a low frequency filter. Everything before 300 hertz, I need to filter that, like roll it off. That's no good. Otherwise, it sounds like you're in a basement or something. So that return track, even if I add a kick, even if I add bass, those frequencies won't generate reverb room. And that, I think that's the way to go. It's been very good for me. Like I just get dry sounds and then send them to this return track, and I filter the lows. Everything before 400 hertz, 350, depending on the type of track and the space available. But yeah, everything's sent to this return track, everything. And if, look, I'm gonna play my beat. Let me play this beat without the returns. So we see what's the difference. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, now no reverb, no delay, because I have to actually. It doesn't sound too bad, but the room, it works as a glue, right? It works like glue, and it feels like they all belong. They're in the same physical space. So it's important. Yeah, it's one of the things we feel like everybody's doing. You have the option to not add it, or you have the option to work with the tails to make it less. There's so many parameters here. For example, name, ambience, density, length of the tail, all that stuff. Like you have to match it to the BPM, so it doesn't become some sort of like noise around. No, it should bounce. But yeah, reverb is important. So always have a return track and send everything to that return track, and just filter the top frequencies and the bottom frequencies. You don't need that in the it's mostly about the mids. Yeah, man. when you do those things and maybe you're listening to your beats, like it sounds empty, right? Like you're listening to that, it's like, oh, I wish it doesn't sound alive. It sounds very dead. It's a computer beat. The reverb makes a big difference, man. But yeah, I think I figured it out some time ago. What do you mean by return track? Okay. Do you work with MPC? Kleptograph? The return track is something that we have in all those, or I think MPC Beats, the basic beat software from Akai, and obviously in all these Akai machines. The return track is, if you go to your track mix in MPC, okay, bro. So if you go to track mix, check this out, and maybe you can see it. My camera is a bit weird, but I like my style, you know. I want you to see me perform. But if you press track mix or find track mix in your MPC, I hope you have one of the newer MPCs like mine, but I think the older ones that work the same way. Go to track mix, and then select at the top. You're gonna see like programs, probably. I think that's the first thing that comes out. Programs here in this part, the menu title bar, and then you can scroll through different sections. We have MIDI tracks, audio tracks, programs, and then we have returns. Returns are like basically tracks where you place effects. So you place an effect in that track, and then you send audio from your original programs to that track to generate like additional color. And basically, return tracks help you generate more noise out of what you already have. Sometimes people add delay. Delay is very common. For example, check this out. In this example, I have a delay. Where's it? And I could even have more if I wanted to, because I'm already sending. If you go to programs, you're gonna find here at the bottom a section that says send, and then it's gonna give you the chance to send audio from your programs to the return track of your choice. Could be 1, 2, or 3, and that audio is gonna be totally processed, like 100% processed. That's the principle, and it applies in Ableton, Pro Tools, everywhere. It's like a bus, exactly. It's like a bus. The only difference is that you're supposed to add an effect like a reverb or delay or distortion or whatever at 100%. 100%. Like, because you don't want this to be like you don't want to double your tracks. If you don't add any effects, you send 100% of your program to this return track, it's just gonna double the audio. You don't want it. You want to create a tail or a layer of 100% processed sound. For example, and this is the only bad thing. Like here in the MPC, you cannot solo the return tracks, but the return track, the setup is the same. It's pretty much always the same. You go to returns, find the return, select return 1, go to inserts, insert air reverb, and then make sure mix says 100%. 100%. Why? Because you want that to be 100%. Like, you just want the effect, the process audio. You don't want to double your audio here. You just want to make sure this is 100% process, and then play with the settings and everything. And once you've done that, go back to programs. You'll find send here in this menu. And the first little dot, that's the one that link to this first return track. So once you're there, you can start sending audio from these programs to the return track. I normally go for -12. Send -12 dB from any track you want, all of them. Effects. Look, I have saxophone, I have guitars, I have the Chicorea piano sample, I have an electric piano, I have pads, I have bass, electric piano, drums, everything. As long as your setup is okay in the reverb, as I was telling you, like just make sure that reverb is not generating any sound below 400 hertz, for example. That can be set up in the return track, in the effect itself. There's a high-low frequency option here, and it tells you, okay, what are the boundaries, you know, for this reverb. Like basically, what you want me to process, and then here you make sure you set the low frequencies to cut. Here I'm cutting 470 hertz from the lows, and in high frequency I'm cutting everything above 15k. That's it. So I just send -12 dB from any track, and it just generates this nice additional layer that I think that's what you need probably for your track. If you haven't done it, do it, because it's gonna make a huge difference. Like it's basically like a room glue, and this is gonna simulate that all your instruments, your vocals, whatever you send there, belong, you know, in the same they're in the same picture, like belong to the same session. They're in the same room playing together. Yeah, it's important, man. Try it out. Let me know if you can set it up. I should probably make a video about it, because it's a big discovery. Sometimes beats sound very digital and very, I wouldn't say fake, but in the box, like it's music in the MPC. And once you do that, once you set up the very nice reverb with all the, you know, these regions, remember those regions are critical, the top and the bottom, just the mids. Once you set it up right, you start sending all your instruments there. It makes a difference. I already have a template with all that stuff set up, so I don't need to do this constantly. I already have my room set up, and once I finish beats here in the MPC, I export them to Ableton, and then I do that again with my Ableton effects. I always use compression on the master as the glue, and put the reverb trick. It's gonna change my mixing. And yeah, man, do it. If you don't get it, let me know. Send me a message or whatever, and I think I could make a video about it. But it's a big difference. But this is the thing: if one of your samples or programs, whatever you're using in your MPC, if any of those already has reverb, you have to be careful, because with this trick you cannot add too much reverb to one thing. It's like all these programs should have the same amount of reverb. When you're cooking, I love cooking metaphors, man. When you're cooking, imagine you're adding salt to all the ingredients. Like, do you have a pan? You have to add salt to everything, but you open this bag of, I don't know, some vegetables or something, and they're already salted. Or check this out. Or sometimes you buy meat and the meat's already salted. What happens if you add more salt? Once you finish, everything feels salted. Like something's wrong. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's exactly what's happening here. Like if you already have reverb in your sample, the tail, you can feel like there's a room. Like it's in a room. Then you have to grab a mono switch. We have an error. What's the name? It's an air width effect. I think that's the name. I always forget the name, man. It's called air stereo width. That effect has a width switch that you can turn to 0%. That kills the stereo. That's good. Don't have things in stereo, especially with reverb, because now you want to add your own reverb. Like you're gonna create your own setup. That's what's really happening here. Like you creating your own room, and you need dry sounds, because once you send them to Reverb, the tail is gonna be perfectly clear. Reverb generates tails, right? Like it sounds like sounds fade naturally, and it's a good feeling. So you want all your sounds to fade nicely. The air stereo imager effect is your mono switch. Yes, bro. It's funny, right? But it's called air stereo width. Open it. That's my mono switch. If I find one of my programs, so I have this amazing sample, but it sounds like it's in a room full of echo. I'm gonna add that effect, air stereo width, and you're gonna find at the very top, the very first parameter on the left, upper left side, it says width. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but width. And you have to tone it down, like tone it down. Yeah, man. Tone it down till you feel like you're gonna start feeling like things are going to the center. If you use headphones, you're gonna feel like things start going to the center. That's what you want, because Reverb generates stereo information. Reverb generates stereo information. So this is what we do. Like if the reverb they're using in your sample, or the room, the stereo stuff that's happening here, like it doesn't match your drums or whatever you want to achieve, you have to use this one. And you can go all the way down to 0%, but just be careful, because if this is a piano, like in my case, remember my story, like if this is a piano that's supposed to be in stereo, then you'll have to add more stereo on top of the reverb. Maybe you'll have to add like a auto pan sync or something. You need to make it bounce left and right. Like it needs to, yeah. Like reverb won't be enough, but yeah, sometimes you have to kill the stereo because it's not really matching what you want to, your drums or your other instruments. Like, for example, vocal, right? You want a vocal, and you don't really need the background vocals, and you already have the sample set, but it sounds very wide, and it's not. Vocals most of the times should be in the center, right? I grab the mono switch here, the stereo air stereo width, and I go probably 0%, man. And then I start adding delay. We have new effects, right? We have new effects for vocals, so grab your acapella, whatever that is. Try the mono switch, and then start having fun with the effects, and you'll be able to use your effects fully, because you have a dry mono performance. And I think those effects are actually made for that. Those effects are expecting a mono vocal performance. Yeah, man, the update is very good. Now we need to find. I'm not a singer. I'm not a. I think I'm gonna try, but now I'm very into. I want to load acapellas here and start processing them with those effects, because they're very easy to set up, and many options. And here with the knobs, just finding the space, the stereo space for those vocals, and the doubler and everything. It's very cool. Very cool. I think I'm gonna spend a week just working on a song with center, like where the main focus is the vocals, and I'll have fun with those effects, man. It's amazing. I think I want to do this with a friend. Like he's gonna plug his microphone. One of this actually, this microphone could work. It works with the MPC thanks to the update. Perform whatever, and then use auto tune to make sure the keys, it's everything, the performance is in key, and then the doubler to make it sound bigger, and then the harmonizer for, you can automate sections where the vocals sound crazy. That update, they won the game, like totally. And with this one particularly, I'm very happy with MPC One. It's perfect space and everything. So yeah, man. Yeah, man. Mixing is important. I totally agree. Totally agree. Um, it's good when you learn some, some tricks, and you start doing it on the go. Like you add your program, you say, okay, I'm gonna add this guitar, and then you decide, okay, what type of guitar this is. It's playing chords. Ah, okay. Where do I want the chords? In the middle or left and right? And then you start playing with the stereo, and that's gonna feel good. Placing the performance or the sample in the right stereo space, it's step one, and then EQing, trimming, like getting rid of the fat, like step two, and then the volume, making sure the volume is consistent. Adding a compressor like you do is essential. If sometimes it's getting too loud or it's not bouncing and it sounds not musical, it sounds like a bit dead. Well, compressors, if the gain is not enough, boom, that's it. And then move to the next instrument and you add this new one, but you found, but what about the previous? Maybe I could make even more space. And my thing is adding lots of stuff. Like I want to have at least 16 tracks full of samples, um, different harmonies and stuff. So I find myself like dropping levels constantly. Things start getting too loud, and I'm finding space. Where can I find space for the next sample or the next instrument? I want a melody here, but I already have one. Oh, send it to the stereo very, very softly. Um, yeah, man. You export the beats as a whole track and master that, or do you multi-track? Multi-track, man. Multi-track, because even with everything we have available here, like we have great effects and everything, like I still want to use my EQs in Ableton, and I still want to see if sometimes there are things you cannot hear. Like I don't have the best monitors or the best headphones at the moment, so some things could escape me. Like probably an area of my mix is like building up in gain and not dynamic enough. Like things that you don't hear, sometimes you can see them, and I don't agree. Like people sometimes like, oh, you need good ears. You shouldn't rely on these things, but it matters, man. Like seeing this stuff. Sometimes there's a frequency that pops out of nowhere. It's like, oh shit, I didn't notice, and it sounds really bad. Or well, while I was listening to my beats, like, well, I didn't care, sounds cool, but it's actually it's very noticeable and sounds cheap. I don't want to leave that. I'm gonna grab an EQ and exactly set up something so to kill that frequency that's popping out. I think this is great, especially when we trying different things, performing and sampling and I love this. But once you want to really finish it and start cleaning things and be like meticulous, I would recommend always. I can master it as it is. I think I could master it here. Like I could just try my best. I would still need to use the computer and have an EQ there to see some things, because I want to shape the curves in a particular way or whatever. But yeah, it's possible to do it in here, definitely. I just find it more comfortable to just have the stems done and then play with Ableton, because I already paid for Ableton, so I gotta use it. But yeah, both ways work. But I feel like I'm more precise when I'm actually using when I'm mouse and keyboard, man. Like I don't want to be switching like this. So when I'm Ableton in Ableton mode or DAW mode, mixing mode, it's the keyboard and mouse, just cleaning things and dragging stuff and tracing automation. It's like work, man. work. It's like I'm getting to work. Like that feels like office work. This is more like the artistic work, the passionate, the experience of, you know, generating the music out of nowhere, and trying different arrangements, performances, bass lines. Yeah, man, I'll promote both workflows for sure. Okay, so let's get into music. Okay, so this beat, I'm gonna play the beat for you. I don't think it's a bad beat. I just feel like it's too simple, and I wanted to revisit it. Do something a bit more risky, you know, more risky, more modern, maybe, and louder. I have my notes, but when I listen to it, it's like I could do better than this. Maybe a more exciting chord progression. I changed this a lot yesterday, but nothing really changed the mix, like I was telling you. You say like it's been a while, and it's like it feels like the beat hasn't really started. So I want to change that. It's a very long ass intro. I like it a lot too. It's just the arrangement that needs to change. Yeah, this part is my favorite. This is where I want to get. And maybe add some additional melodies. The sax. This part's very good. Chick Corea, bro. Chick Corea. He passed this year, I think, and one of my heroes, for sure. I fixed his hat the right, and now it sounds more metallic. I like that. Exactly, man. I'm very into hi-hats. I have like 4 or 5, and I always find ways to put them all, like play them all at the same time. Yeah, sure, check. This part, I feel like I need to connect to this new part differently, maybe. Not really. Well, I play drums, like an actual drum kit, for a long time. Like my sister had one, and I play guitar, and my friends, we always messed up with real drums, and I love drums, but I couldn't have my own drum kit back then because of noise and family stuff. The ending can improve, but man, I love drums. So I think probably my first 4 years of, I started with all this stuff maybe 12 years ago. And man, the first thing I did was I got an MPV 32 from Akai, MPV 32, just the controller, right? And I messed with drums for 2 or 3 years. And I wasn't really worried about sampling like anything else. I was just enjoying playing the drums. So I think, yeah, I spent time trying to learn drum patterns, and for me it's like essential, getting the drums right. But now I'm a bit over the top, like you said. The hi-hats, man. I'm obsessed with hi-hats, and I want group. So I had one pattern, and I said, whoa, what if I add this other one on the right? on the right. I have one hi-hat on the left, another one on the right, one centered, one drive, one crash, and sometimes I have a different setup for the hook. I think it's a good, yeah, and this is very important, man. What you said, like if you want to bring things to the front, or make the bring an intensity to your music, the hi-hats are a very good tool, essential. So I practice drums. I practice. It's you don't need to really have a drum kit or anything. Just practice a lot, and the trick is to get the do a lot of this. Practice the velocity. Like the be subtle, and I know many people are into full level triplets. You know, it's a, but I don't want to do that. And I use both hands sometimes. That's of practice, man. But it happens. It happens. Ghost notes essential. Yeah, man. Like feeling it needs to sound like active the entire thing. You know, if you have space, why not a little ghost note here and there? Definitely. So check this out. I figured out something, and it's a cool thing. I normally do a draft on my sequence number 1. I do a draft. Basically, sequence 1, 2, 3, and 4 are drafts. Drafts are like ideas. Like I don't care about arrangement or whatever. I just do 8 bars of cool stuff, and I don't worry too much about how they connect with each other. I just worry about, yeah, they need to be in the same key, similar mix, similar setup. So basically, 2, 3, and 4 are copies of number 1. Same instruments, the same samples, but different performances, slightly different groove, different length, and whatever. The beat is finished, right? Because we have, I think you can see it up to sequence 13 filled in with musical content. It's done. But then I said, okay, what if I want to start again, man? What if I want to just try again? Because I love the combination, the instruments, the mix, the sample. But I just want to play it again, man. I just want to try again, like, and see what happens. Maybe I can find something that I didn't find in my first run. So basically, I copy sequence number 1, the original draft. I copy that, and then I go to my bank B, which is gonna take me to sequence 17, and I copy it there, and then I just start from scratch. Like, and then I got this new idea. Maybe it's not as good as the previous. Sounds a bit different. I just did this last night. I was like, oh, well, it's a different groove. But I got a draft, and now I don't have to worry too much about the past because it's there. My previous sequence order, everything's there, but I'm worried about bank B. From number 17, I'm just gonna start developing and then compare both and say, okay, and then once the comparison's done and I decide what's good, what's not, then I go song mode and then I arrange a proper, you know, cohesive arrangement. And it's like you have the chance to try again without having to restart from scratch, because, oh, come on, like sampling again and all the stuff, it's heavy work. So it's a great thing. It's like they're giving you all the tools again, it's like you cook the pizza. I love cooking metaphors, man. Cook a pizza and it was great, but then you finish it, it's like, I wish I could have done this different. Okay, all of a sudden somebody puts all the ingredients around you again, like all the ingredients appear around you fresh and ready to you just have to do the easy stuff, put them together, like combine them, that's it. Like, oh, I wish I could do it again. Well, just do it again. Boom. Everything's there. everything's there. Like even the tracks are already organized, the mix is already there. So I'm gonna try that. I want to come up with 4 drafts. I already have one, but man, like you like the beat, and I listen to my beat as well right now, and I feel like, man, it's not too bad. Maybe I just need to add some guitar or change the what's the name, um change some of the sequences, the verses, add melody, um progression. Maybe I can change things in the previous to fix it, but I want to start from scratch and just see what happens. Not 0%. And we're starting from everything's done. We just need to play, have fun. So it's gonna be great. Yeah, the best thing about the MPC is like, man, it's like a notebook. The MPC, it's a notebook. Once you learn the technical aspects and stuff, it just becomes a notebook where you say, okay, this is what I want for my song. And obviously you can play it like to make sure it sounds good, but it's really comfortable to use and everything's here. So boom, 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 boom. You don't really have to drag. It feels musical. I'm constantly trying my sounds. So let's go. Let's try, man. And bro, it really like I normally get questions after the streams, but I want people to come in and hang out. So bro, if there's any other question or other stuff, like you want to talk about any other MPC stuff, just let me know. So I want to talk about these things, but for real, like if I go to other channels and I start discussions, oh man, just people are very straightforward with their opinions, and they don't want to not argue, but like build knowledge. Like we should just share the stuff, and the culture of this machine and the music, it should have grow, like collectively we make it grow, right? That's what should happen. But people are just arguing, oh, it's not the way things are done, blah blah blah. That's why I started the channel, man. That's why I started the channel. So anytime, man, anytime. As long as I'm here and available, I'm always happy to talk about MPC, man. Always happy to talk about MPC. Like basically, I remember you're probably following the Facebook groups, right? And somebody said something like, "Oh, well, is MPC? Tell me what could be considered as a real instrument? Like, what's a real instrument?" And everybody had different answers. And like, but obviously we're trying to figure out if is the MPC a real instrument. And I was watching interviews. I don't know if you follow Rick Beato, but he had an interview with a guy called Tony McAlpine, and he's a very famous musician, like prodigy, plays lots of instruments. And he started talking about the current generations, like what's happening today. And he said, "Whoa, today, people just want to press a button and get all the musical content there, right?" Like he was firing shots at MPCs, but I don't know, he said it in a way like he's not against it. He just understands that things are moving, and the things that used to be very complicated before, now they're not. And man, there's no video of that. There's no video of that today on YouTube. Like, but yeah, we need to collectively. Yeah, exactly. Real instrument, it's whatever. Basically, everything that's like generating music, it's a real instrument, right? Man, yeah. We need to I don't know, promote the culture, basically, in a positive way, and move forward. Like the musical side of things, like you telling me, "Whoa, I don't know why my beat doesn't," but we should. I'm gonna make videos about that, and we should talk about it. Many people should come with advice, like tricks, tapes, like be more open about that. Those little things that make a big difference. Make a big difference. We're gonna now. There's a lot of content about how to make your first beat, how to change the I don't know the resolution of the screen and you know technical stuff. But now we need to talk about the music and how it's made, bro. It's amazing. Like there's so many different paths to get there. Like there's no one way to finish a project. And I don't know, sometimes you need to find what's the right path for you to really finish like a song that sounds like fully mixed, fully mastered. So obviously maybe my way is good for you, but maybe it's too complicated for some other people. Like it happens all the time. But I also want to find the easiest way, the more comfortable way that feels natural, like boom, it's done, because we just want to produce it and share it and get it right. So yeah, hopefully, but yeah, I'm always around. Okay, so let's try to get this. This is the main, I'm gonna call this draft one. Draft one. I'm not 100% sure about the vibe of the progression. Sounds a bit too aggressive, whereas the previous progression sounded more mellow, more. And you know, I started this as a tribute to Chick Corea. I was a bit moved, like I couldn't believe like he's gone. Like he looked healthy, whatever, but life is like that. And he left a library of music, legacy, and all that. So I said, "Whoa, it's time." I never wanted to sample him because I felt like, man, it could get complicated. But now it's the time. We need to use the Chick Corea knowledge, progressions, music. Everything is done. It has to resonate for as long as possible. Future generations, like it's well deserved. Okay, so I'm gonna delete in this new draft 2 everything. No, I'm not gonna delete everything. I'm gonna double it, and I'm just gonna lock the first 4 bars. So basically, what I do is compare the first 4 bars with the other 4. The 4 on the left, the first 4 bars, I'm just gonna destroy them. Not destroy them, but I'm gonna delete everything. And I try to find new stuff. And I'm gonna solo the elements, use my metronome. Let's go. Let's start with a sample. I'm gonna respect the BPM. Oh, let me hear the hats. Okay, let's try again. I'm gonna delete these Chick Corea chords and come up with new ones. Oh, okay, let's do that. 3, 4. No. Oh, that's good. Let's see if this makes sense. The problem with Chick Corea as well, bro, is that he's constantly changing keys. It's hard. And that's why I find so many, I don't want to fire shots, but many people I see, like, you know, using jazzy samples and stuff, they just want to use 1 or 2 chords because it's hard to actually figure out the progressions. Like you need music theory knowledge to understand how things move, because one key is not enough. There, that was a key change. This part, this chord. Okay, okay. Yeah, this one. Ghost notes, remember we talked about it? Yeah. So I'm trying to complete this phrase. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. That was good. Let me see what happens if we replace this. Okay. This sample is too short. And the second one is too short as well. It's too loud. Let's see if we can figure out the harmony with the keys. This is a hard one. That's why chick is not easy, man. Okay, let's try two notes at the same time. Let's try this too. Yes. Oh, wait. Let me see if chromatic mode here is necessary. It goes chromatic. Okay. We need to figure out the notes. I think these are okay. I think that was good. I just don't want the last note. Let's try again. Oh, sorry, let me check the chat. What's up? What's up? Dope. Yes, changing keys is a key element. Yeah, man. Yeah, changing keys is a key element. So I'm trying not to get too jazzy, but I'll try to at least have one change somewhere there to make it more interesting. So this one seems to be a change, but for example, the sample can change, and maybe I can just layer the parts that actually don't change. I don't know if that makes any sense. So I don't have to struggle too much with figuring out the actual song. Why the manual path perform chords sound like shit? Why? Because they're too... you know why, man? I think I know why. Because if you play them at the same velocity, that's impossible. Like, you go full level, and then you play the 3. It's like no real piano player is gonna push them at the same time with the same velocity. Always. I think that's the problem. That you cannot set, like, there are no random velocity levels for the notes whenever you use the chord mode. So yeah, it's hard. Like, you will need to go in there and adjust velocity or something. What I do is just I use them for background, but not really for background harmony, but not really for front harmony. Like, because if you rely on those chords for your like melodic stuff, it's gonna sound very like a robot made the beat. But check this out. That's what happens. Like, when you press chords, like, there's always this little fraction of a second where, you know, one finger goes down before the other, and that's what makes them sound real. So one thing you could do is just figure out the chords and then play them in note mode. You're gonna notice, and always never use full level. Never use full level for chords. Look, this sounded good. Because I'm not, even if I try, like, I'm never gonna press them unless I go super hard on them. But if you're subtle, yeah, definitely, yeah. You know what I use? Kleptograph or Lars. This works, man. This thing for chords. I'm not a keyboard player. Like, I know basic keyboard theory and stuff, but I never enjoyed keyboard as much. So this thing is my like alt path controller, and I use it for chords, and it works. If you're more into pads and you're not very into keyboard, you get this. Oh man, I love this thing. I'm gonna increase the volume of the beat. Yeah, I need to use it. because sometimes, especially keyboard chord stuff, it's a bit hard with MPC, and actually harder with MPC Live or X, which have like bigger pads. Oh, because then you have to extend your fingers or use both hands for one chord. For me, MPC excels in the drums. Like drums feels amazing. Chords and all that stuff, it's a bit complicated sometimes. You have to get used to. Like you said, if Kleptograph said it, like the actual chords in the chord mode sound a bit fake. So they're good for pads, for example. If you want a pad, it doesn't matter, right? It's a pad. It's just supposed to be harmony. But when you need like performance, like expression, when you need expression, man. I'm in the process of learning to play the piano, so real keys work better for me. Yeah, definitely, man. It's an investment because it must be hard and you have to learn lots of stuff, but it pays off. It pays off. Like I don't know if maybe if I had more time available, I think I would try. I would try because it's probably the most useful instrument when it comes down to making music in the box, like or with the MPC or in the DAW. Like it's amazing, and the actual piano itself or the keyboard is like very enjoyable to play. So it's a great hello everyone. It's a great investment of time, man. Like a keyboard is. So let me know if you hear any frequencies clashing, because this is Chick Corea, man. I don't know what, I think he's using his 10 fingers to play chords. And it's hard to pick up the key, the modulations and all that stuff. Launchpad is good. That was good. Ding, ding. I like that melodic stuff. But let's not add melody. If we add melodies now, we're gonna get tired of this progression very fast. So no melodies, just fundamental chord progressions. Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to build it. I'm trying to build something cool for MPC Ableton guys that want to hang out and learn tricks and just share knowledge and have fun. Yeah, man, definitely. I think maybe that's the main vision. Just a nice space to share stuff. That's too melodic. Yeah, this is the one. No. Let's remove the hats. I'm just curious, are you guys like all MPC users? Or like music in general, like you use different things? Something's wrong here. Something's wrong with my progression. Yeah, this is okay. Okay, we got a layer. Let's add more layers. I want to see what the keys 2 could be doing here. So I'm going to keys 2. And I think I'm going to remove some of my hi-hat patterns. The hi-hats are too intense. Too intense. Yeah, we need just a basic hi-hat. You see, klepto and guys, like, this is the difference. Like, if you add velocity to things, they sound a bit more like natural, like real. Okay, so let's bring that back. I'm just gonna select these notes and apply some time correction at 60. Group 57. Yeah. 57 for swing, 60 for string. Let's see how that sounds. MPC and Ableton, yeah. MPC and Ableton is like perfect combination. I think it's my dream, like to perfect the workflow between the two. I think they complement each other very well. Like you can start things here and finish them there, and it feels natural. Full style is also good, man. Like I also do it because I already invested on Ableton, guys. Ableton, it's I mean, if it was free, I would probably drop it. And I'm joking. But yeah, that MPC and Ableton, and I remember whenever MPC started like promoting all this. Remember when what was the name? It was one of these updates that was like 100% Ableton stuff, and people didn't like it. Yeah, MPC comes with Ableton actually. I think it comes with the light version or something. But I have the suite version or premium version, and man, it's full of stuff. Like it's really exciting to see how the things you start here can actually get bigger and bigger in Ableton. Yeah. I'm just finishing a bit in the DAW. Yeah, finishing bits in the DAW is the way to go. And for example, yeah, I don't have much space. Like I'm here in my room, and I like keeping things. At the moment I don't want a room just for music. Like I just want to have like it's like a Nintendo Switch. I love that concept of you can take your stuff wherever you go, and MPCs feel like that. MPCs, especially this generation and the live, the one. I like that a lot. I can just sit wherever in the house, like in front of my TV, the couch, to go to the garden, go to the kitchen, wherever. Just get things done there, and different chairs. Guys, you have to watch well, it's coming soon, but I'm gonna make a video about my favorite chairs and places in the house for beat making. And yes, I don't believe you need to be in a studio always. Like I feel like you can move a little bit, especially when you're producing or creating ideas. Sometimes you want to see different things or feel in a different environment. Yeah. With your hats, I probably can put the laptop on top of my monitors. Yeah, no, I'm also struggling with space. Like that's why I'm not like placing the camera in a different position, because this is a very tiny desk. So damn, yeah. 2 hits on. Let me see. Oh, do I have double hits? Is that what you mean, Cecilia? Let me check. I don't know if I have double hits, but if I have any double hits, definitely I need to just find them. Now here I could also go to step sequencer and be a bit more drastic with the velocity. I always want velocity to be contrasting. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, let's go. And look, the reason I have these two, I'm just locking these first 4 bars is so I can compare with what happened in the previous visually and say, I was also playing this one. So let's add something with this one. Okay, let's do it like that. Oh, that was smooth, especially the ending. So now step sequencer, check the velocity and be surgical here. I need to trace like very nice velocity curves. Make sure there's contrast. If there's something like it's almost 127, I'm gonna take it to 127. If I have two hits that are almost identical, and the first one is supposed to be a bit more subtle, I'll make it even more subtle. Because once you add compression to these things, it all goes flat. We lose dynamics. Okay, I'm reading PPP. What I mean is that I'm finishing a bit that I started in the DAW, that I'm finishing. After that, I won't use it until I can figure out this task I'm using the space. Yeah, I mean, I guess you have to be comfortable with. It's very important that whatever you do, even if you're making beats on, sitting on the couch or whatever, you have to feel comfortable, or else you won't finish it. You have to hit some of the hats. Damn, but where? Is that in this section? Oh, or maybe you hear it that way because it's not panned properly, and I'm doubling sounds here. So check this out. I think I know what you mean, Cecilia. So basically, I know I'm doubling my hats, but the intention is to later separate them and make them hard left, hard right, so it sounds like wide crazy. I don't know why, but I like it. So I think later, yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, I know a drummer will not be able to hit like that, but I'm not really following those rules of real drummers should. Sounds a bit unnatural, but I'm trying to create like a stereo feel with the hats, like crazy stereo. So for example here, yeah, those moments where you feel like it's doubling, I should mix better, so the mix feels wide. Like the hat, it feels like a very wide hat, and it's just a way. I mean, I feel like I'm kind of disregarding these rules. Obviously, it's true. Like a drummer couldn't do that, but I just like having lots of hats in my music. I just love hats. I like playing them on the MPC. So once things start getting a bit complicated or too messy, I'll need to remove stuff. Yeah, and this one is very loud. This one is loud, so I'm gonna turn down the volume a little bit. Go back here. It's like an additional set of hats, or a second drummer or something. I'm trying to break the rules in that regard, but if it sounds bad, I'm hoping people don't notice. By the time I finish the beat and I add all the layers, people don't really worry too much about that. It just sounds kind of exciting, because there's so much transient, high frequency, transient content, if that makes any sense. Samba, man, yeah. Look, I'm very into Latin rhythms. Like I'm Mexican, and I'm constantly exposed to Latin grooves. So And look, Chick Corea, if you study his discography and his work, that guy likes samba and Latin rhythms. This track is called Spain, from the piano samples from Spain, and that guy liked those type of grooves. There's actually in Chick Corea's solo albums, whenever he plays piano, my favorite tracks are the ones where he starts going like. Check this out. I'm gonna leave this here, but Stongo. Google that. It's a very popular drum pattern, let's call it groove. I love that. It's probably my favorite pattern. And whenever I'm playing drums or hats, I constantly hear it in my head. I cannot escape Songo. So, okay, we're done with this. Let's move to the next sample. I'm just gonna remove the notes. Oh, that was good. No. This is where it gets difficult because this is a change of. Yeah. I'll remove this note completely. 1 to 5. This one is okay. Oh. So if you notice, this program on track 11. Track 10 is Chick Corea playing chords, and I focus on the chords. It's like a heavy stereo program. This one is more mono. 11 is the same sample, more mono, and chopped differently, because I'm focusing on the right hand. Like, I want the right hand to be louder. Whenever he plays leads and notes, that's what I wanted to get. Like, I tried to separate those two worlds. Like, the chords he plays on the left, that's right, Chick Corea. And then the notes he plays in a melodic way with his right hand. This is for the right hand, basically. Oh. Yeah, that's it. We got it. Now let's go to bass. Let's see if I can figure out the bass line for this part. So I'm just uncovering the elements. I love this workflow. Like, I'm adding one by one. Hope he doesn't go chromatic there. Let me get all the notes of the scale. Okay, these two are okay. 3, 4. Down. This is the hardest part, because this is where the modulation change of key takes place. So I need to figure it out. I'm gonna nudge the notes because I cannot hear them here. Yeah. Here. This one is hard. No. practice here in this octave so I can hear it more clearly. That chord is just... I don't know what bass line I want for this section. Yeah, I think this is the one. It goes down. Yeah. Okay, let's listen to the entire phrase. Okay, I think we can do now drums, kick and snare. Kick and snare for me are a separate. I don't know how you guys do it, but for me it's like a separate program. But I just have my drum and kick and snare, and then I process them together. Oh, that sounds very nice, but let's take a risk and just do it again. This is what I wanted to do today, so why not? That feels nice, like a nice pattern. I'll try that. What about this one? Oh, that was good. That was good. Skip that, but maybe just a little bit of quantization in case I went too far away from 57, and no more metronome. So this is the ghost notes. Ghost notes, man, the best thing. But if I go too hard on it, and that's one of my mistakes, going too hard on ghost notes. Let's record it. I guess it's fine. It's a bit loud though. I'm gonna lower the overall volume so it sounds more ghosty. Okay, let's go to the path. I have a path here. Let's see if the path can join the party. Notes. And I need to check what octave I was playing on before. C2. I was playing on C2. Look, maybe you can see it here, right? So I need to find what I was playing before, because if I change the octave, for example, I need to change the EQ, I need to change the compressor. I don't want to do that. It's a trick for mixing. It's a bit limit, you know, you limit yourself a little bit, but it works. Like once you add a program, this is how I explain it. Once you add a program, just figure out what's the purpose the octave, the intensity, like think about all that stuff and don't change it through the song. If you want to create a new variation of that program, that sound, create a new program. Because if I start playing solos and shit like that here, like here, that's gonna destroy the EQ settings. And then I will need to grab stuff from the top. It's too loud. Little rules, but it works. It works. Once you figure out how to set up your programs, oh man. Okay. The last note didn't hit, but everything else was okay. Let's try again. The last chord is complicated there, right? Let's do it again. The whole thing. No. And it's too high, actually. I'm gonna lower the octave here. Let's try again. No, conflict. Let's go. No. Maybe we have to go low. Activate chromatic mode. Oh, dissonance. Okay. From here. Look, I'm making a mistake. I'm playing sustained notes where the intention was to play one shots. So easy to fix. Yes. Make them shorter, very short. We can add more notes later. Something sounds so wrong here. Bar is complicated, eh? Let's do it again. This one. I want to figure out this one. Apparently that works. No, it doesn't work. I found something is conflicting there. I have to go back. Let's get rid of this chop. Do it again. Okay, let's try that. Maybe that can work. Let's try that. Okay, that seems to work. It's a different chord progression. Yeah, it's more pleasant to the ear. See if the sax can do something. Sounds alright. It's a bit different than before, but I like the sweetness, mellowness of the melody a bit more. Hello. Sorry. So my dad only has 8. Gives you access to 128 tracks. Yeah, the MPC standalone mode, I don't remember. I think we don't have any limitations, but when using the controller, using it in controller mode, sync to what's the name? MPC software. Yes, I think we have 128 tracks. So, and the same for Ableton. So if you're using Ableton Lite, you probably have the 8-track limitation. But man, 8 tracks is good enough. Don't worry too much. How does that chromatic stuff work? Well, sometimes this is very music theory. We would be getting into music theory, but sometimes you can, for example, these are the chords of the A minor scale, right? Let's do some quick review here. If I play them with what I'm playing right now, it's gonna sound good. Check this out. You see, there was no dissonance. I mean, it doesn't mean it sounds cool, but it's the frequencies are not conflicting. But if Chick Corea plays a chord that gets out of this realm, let's say these rules for the A minor scale, I need to switch with him, or else I need to play not exactly the same notes, but notes that are compatible with that scale, specifically during that segment. Because if I don't do it, it's gonna sound bad. It sounds like dissonance, like conflict, tension, like bad music, basically. So I was struggling with that chord. So I was like, well, it's just I don't really like it as well. Like I can follow that chord, but in myself, I was trying to get out of it. I was trying to find a note that could actually push up the progression. And he's going down because he's playing something completely different. Like it's as my Spanish heart. I think this is it. Let me see the name of the sample. Name of the sample is Spain. I think it's just Spain. The intro of Spain, bro. So yeah, we need to make sure the notes are compatible. And that chord he played, I think I didn't like it. Well, it didn't sound right for the beat I'm trying to create. Playing the chords here with the pad. It wasn't that bad. But you see, this is not very good. Did this work? Let's remove all the elements that provide groove. So that sounds good. There, not so much. So check this out. It was getting too loud and I stopped hearing. Yeah, I think this is the 1, 2, 3, 4. Sound good. Now it's good. Could play more leads here, more melodic stuff, but maybe we can leave that for later. Oops. So check this out. This is the idea behind my workflow. Like now I have this draft. I have those 4 bars, and now I have this other 8 bars. It's actually 4. Sorry, 4 bars. So the next goal, well, not next goal, I want to make another 2 drafts, and then we need to find ways to connect them. We just need to connect the dots, basically, later. Not now. Now we just have to worry about, okay, this was cool, let's go. So half length, it's done. Now I'm just gonna carry this draft onto the next sequence and just have fun again and start from scratch. And once I have 4 different progressions, just find a way to connect them or introduce them. So next draft, let's go. Draft 3, double it, and then I just work on the very on the first 4 bars. And then we can think different here. We can say, okay, I started with the progression, right, last time. What if I ignore the sample this time and I just focus on the groove and say, I want a very groovy part. I want something that sounds like groovy, like aggressive. So let's just do the drum and bass first. Let's do the groove first. These drums were a bit, not slow, but very chill. So now let's go more aggressive. More aggressive. Let's keep everything there. That was cool. Wish I recorded that. Okay. Let's go. I hope that wasn't a double hit. Oh yeah, double hits. The table, this little table I'm using is not very stable. It's a bit unstable. So if the MPC is bouncing and moving and it's not like rock solid, that can happen. Okay. Sorry, I don't want to hear the sax, or else it's gonna. That was cool. So you just need to time correct a little bit. Correct. 60%. Oh yeah, this is the second layers. That was a mistake. Okay. I cannot play this whenever the snare is playing because that's not the point. It's supposed to be a ghost note, like we said before. I'm gonna lock the first bar. Yeah, that hits enough. Second. I'll delete the second hit. No. Yeah. Yeah, that was cool. That was cool, but we need more. Maybe I can try to add triplets or something. Let's see. In 16ths. Too loud. It's a very loud thing to keep. It's a triplet, so no, I won't do that. That's cool. That's enough. That's enough. We don't need more. Let me just time correct this 3 a little bit, not too much. And let me compare the velocity levels. Yeah. Okay. Add a little bit of variation here. Remove the triplets from here. Okay. No, and the quantization is wrong because I had the triplets active. Yeah, that sounds cool. Okay, and now the bass. Let me see if the bass can do something. I want a different bass line, something more cool. Oops. In the octave number 1. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's figure this out later, because the bass needs to follow whatever the chords do. So if I don't find nice chords, I'm not gonna find a good bass line. For sure. Deleting here, okay. Something a bit more intense. Damn. Oh, I like this first chord. That was cool, but I think it's very similar to what I have in the first draft. I'm gonna show you how I did that wah wah sound with the sample. I'll show you later, but it's basically done with the X and Y stuff. Like this. Ooh. So cool, like just going crazy with X and Y. I want X and Y to be like the new standard of cool. You have to use it more often. Okay. Happen here. What did I do? Oh yeah, solo was selected. Let's find the chords. No. Oh. Oh, that was cool. But I feel like it needs to follow the groove. Oh, that's cool. Okay, yeah. 2, 3, 4. Let's leave it as it is and go to the next program. So we find cool melodies here. No. Oh, that was cool. It's in the middle of the bar. Oh, that one's very resonant. I need to fix it. No, the chord, you see? Changing keys. I cannot use that one. I can use this for later. It's too intense. That's what I have. I don't have more, so. Oh. Yes. Okay, let's try to go bass. Bass, bass, bass. Come on, baby. This is a crazy bug that I don't understand. Sometimes things act weird. But right now all my programs are muted. And I cannot unmute them to find a solution. That sounds good. But I cannot play the bass because it's locked. Oh shit. Okay. So when this happens, the only thing I can do is reload the thing, basically. Just reload the thing. Let's see if problem solved. I want a more aggressive bass line for this. Let's go. Oh, it's getting there. It's getting there. Let's focus on these first two bars. There. Oh. Yeah, it's there. to there. The only thing I want is less attack because it sounds very aggressive, like. So I'm gonna mess with this envelope amp attack in the plugin settings. I'm using the bass plugin for standalone mode. It's amazing. It sounds good. It sounds fat. There's so many options to adjust the sound. I love it. Okay. I'm starting to feel it. Please. Oops. I'm gonna make them all full velocity for consistency purposes. Full velocity all the notes. And I need to make sure they glide. It's cool. Cool glide. I want cool glide. Yeah. So, let me time correct a little bit. We can repeat the first bar. First bar. Yeah. In the fourth bar, I need to play it again. Yeah. Ding. Yeah, that was good. Bit of time correction. Then make sure it's not too present because it's taking too much space now. I have to EQ a little bit. That's cool. I want this note there. It's too resonant. Let's see what happens. I don't know. This I need to fix this part, but it's getting there. It's getting there. Let's add some. The chords are good. Let's see what happens if we add these pad chords. No. We have to do it again. Let's go. go. Oh, that was good. Let's listen to everything filter to get an idea of what's really happening here. These perks can change. Play them again. Yeah, I just need that pattern. So I'm gonna lock sequence to 1 bar. Play it. Two bars. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's good. That's good. I'm happy with that. Adjusting velocity. We need the ride. We haven't used the ride. That makes me sad. So let's go. Okay, now I can half length, then double length, double. Then I can remove this hat from the first 5. Happen. Remove this hat from the first 5. Nice. Then I can play with this pad a little bit because it's too much melodic content gets starring fast. Melody cannot go too intense. Okay, here the path can go more intense in the second half. Tricks to increase intensity is just to add high mid content. That was good. Okay, I know what happened here. This. Just fix it. Is it too resonant? Yeah. There's so much going on, right? sounds crazy. I don't know. I'm gonna need to listen to this later. Cause I kind of like it, but at the same time, I know there's so much craziness going on. Imagine if we go from this to that. That's good. Not bad. Yeah, the time for a break maybe after this. Draft 3, we need something with no drums. But it's getting funky. Yeah. It's getting funky. Maybe you know, I'll probably after taking a break and going back at it, I'm gonna hear things that, oh shit, that was too much. But for now it's all about adding. Okay, let's program something more more like a bridge, not a bridge, more like an inter or something. Let's do that. Draft 4. No drums. Well, no snare. Definitely not snare. For next. So I'm gonna remove snare, big snare. Okay, let's see what's happening here. I also have to remove the automation. This from this. We're gonna focus on the very first length. Just one bar. On a different sample. Delete everything from the first bar. Bad as well. Okay, no bass. That could be it. Wow, no hats. Okay, just the perks. I like that. So let's work on that. So I need to do the perks again for a new group. Yes. Testing velocity. Now hats, but I don't want to hear the previous hats. Just in case. Get yes. Let's go. I hate when the MPC does this. That it records in the last, before the first beat of the first bar. You have to manually nudge it, but well, I guess there's no solution to that. Sometimes even Ableton does this. Okay, let's go back to the sample. Too loud though. Yes. Okay, let's find. Remember, this is more of an interlude or something. So we don't need anything aggressive here. Need to be there. That one needs to be there. Not like that. Longer. Okay, let's find melodic stuff with this pad. No, 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 no. Cool. Okay. Got it. Add some cake, why not? Too much, too much. This cake. Let's start with the cake. Oh, I want to see the reference from my previous performance. So I have this cake that's not harsh at all. J Dilla style. This could be. I'm going to get my dinner. Thanks. Yeah, of course, I'll be here. I'll be around. Thanks for watching. Being around. Very cool, very cool. Very cool. Dinner, like for me, is 1 p.m. So I'm just gonna have lunch. But I guess European time, right? Yeah, nice meeting you guys. It's getting groovy, right? It's getting there. It's getting there. Oh. I have to perform some melodies. Oh, mysterious. That was good. That was good. Let's see what we can do with the other keyboards. The first chord is not good, but the second one is good. It's there. A little bit of everything, you know, a little bit of everything. What about these pads? Oh, not really. Let's add them, let's play them. Does that work? We have a sax. Let's see if the sax can do something cool. Let's see. It's a sax sample. I won't be able to perform note by note, but maybe. Oof. No, we're using that chord way too much. Oh, yes. not. Yeah, we got a nice loop. So obviously I can start with just this, you know. No. Oops. Then uncover the layers. It's a bit mysterious, but that's the Chick Corea melody. We have to play what he's playing, you know? Yeah, see you around, man. Pleasure being around. Take care, and I'll see you next time. So I think we completed 4 drafts. So it's mission complete. I will need to draft 1. Let's go one by one. Just 4 bars. Draft 2. Let's draft 2. Let's go 3. Draft 3. It's one of the craziest. Draft 4. These are very unusual chords, so obviously it sounds a bit crazy. But we can fix it later. This one is always like we need the snare, right? Always with snare, but not yet. Now we can get adventures here. I will try to get one more layer. We need something melodic. But what could it be? I'm gonna try to play something with this keyboard. Yeah. Oops. E minor, right? E minor, A minor, sorry. We're playing with Chick Corea. It's happening. It's happening. what if we just add the snare? Let's do the part with the snare. Like the follow-up to this draft, to this section. A bit aggressive, with a little bit of snare, of course. Snare always feels good. This is just 2 bars, by the way. Half length. Okay, this one's done. So different drum kick snare pattern for the next section. Okay, let's go. With the first kick, damn, always in a bar 3 instead of bar 1, but whatever, we can fix it. And this one needs to go. We don't need it anymore. Yes, let's go. Let's just check if the velocity is cool. Like that. Let's go. I don't like the last part. Let's fix it. This one. Yes. It's so mysterious, right? What if we had a crazy chord here? Suspended, sustained chord. Too much different octave, maybe 3. Let's do all this thing again. Gonna need space. No, it's a suspended or sustained, sorry. All the way to the end of the second bar. This one harmony here. It's getting very mysterious. Let's add more mellow chords. Maybe with chord mode. Let's see if we find something cool. Sounds so dark, but let's do it again. I delete what I have. Chord mode, maybe the third. sounds cool. Let's put group. Intense hats. This one can bring the intensity back. So let's re-record it. Let me just do the same thing. Fix these notes. Worry about the velocity. Like let's join the parts. Transition. Volume here. Wow. Yeah, I want to start here. It's done. So the trick here is to have the length, maybe double it, and then just create a very nice section. But we can do that later. Once we worry about the arrangement, we can do that later. But I think at least I have my nice 2-bar. It's a 2-bar loop, right? It's a 2-bar. So let's hear the transition from 4 to 5. Yeah. Part is complicated, right? is on. Okay. Some of these melodies are a bit too much. I'm starting to hear it. This one, I'm gonna try to fix it. No. No. Oh, I need to fix that. Very resonant. Yes. Nice. Yeah, this one's not good. So I'm listening to the bass and the main sample. That was it. Okay, I think that's it. Okay. Transitions between these drafts, they're not very smooth, but that's what we're gonna fix when we do arrangement. And then snare, let's go. I'm gonna remove a little bit of the stereo here because these shouldn't stereo as much. So modulation, air width, yeah. Let's go. Better. This one's much better in mono. RAV4. Yeah, it's starting to sound cool. gonna reduce a little bit of the stereo of the Chick Corea piano. And I'm gonna apply, gonna listen to my mix in mono. I'm afraid, but yeah, this is what it is, mono. Not too bad. Many elements disappear, right? And this is what I was talking about with Kleptograph that already left. It's not bad because the mix is alright, you know, it's not too bad, but check the difference. Yes. So I think it's mission complete. So far it's alright. Let me listen with the pads again. Yes. I'm gonna filter the highs a little bit with I really like this effect called air channel strip because it includes a compressor, gate, and an EQ. It's very cool. And here I want to remove harshness, not harshness, but very resonant. Crazy. I'm not gonna use this. I'll use a filter instead. A low pass filter. Let's see how this reacts to low pass. Remove a little bit of the resonance. Yes. Nice, nice. Nice, yes. So what do we have here? Let's double it and add more resonance to the last 4 bars. Okay, that pad is a bit easier to blend with the mix. The mids are very stereo. So let's try a different setup. Mixing in mono. I'm gonna do this again. It's taking lots of space in the mix. And I'm doing it in mono now. Do it again. The sample playing, the hats, the bass, no clicking, no snare, no kick. Let's go. That wasn't cool. That last chord was very resonant. Hear the entire phrase. Yes, I knew it. Okay, back to stereo. Now we have more space. Yeah, nice, nice. Now there's more space. Whenever we work on the arrangement, I'll have space to add more melodic stuff. Those chords were getting busy. The sax can do something more interesting. Let's see if we can play with different transposing options for this one. Different tones. Okay. No groove, except the bass. This one's good. Maybe for the last bar. sounding fat. I like that. Like it's feeling more consistent than before. So let's see if we go from 4. No, but I wanted to transition nicely. And I think I have a transition sound somewhere here. Oh, it's a reversed hat. I think it's this one. Damn, it's very long. I can try to add it here. This is where it belongs. Let's see what happens if I play it from the start. Yes, it's a 2 bars sample. This feels more like a bridge, actually, like something else, because if we go in here, too many layers there, but this part is crazy. Yeah, this part is crazy, it needs a fix. I was going crazy and I didn't notice some things, you know? Just remove the groove. Maybe the bass is going too crazy. Oops. Okay, cleaner bass line, less bassy. Maybe that note needs to be longer. No. That note. Let's do it again. Find a better option. Yeah, that was it. Oh, it's a chord. Damn. Why am I playing chord? Right. Yeah. Okay, the entire phrase. Yeah, what's this piano doing? I know what I don't like. So this is what I'm doing, like, and I think it works. You listen again, and then you find something you don't like, and you say, I need to fix that. That wasn't good. Okay. It would be better. I don't want too much melody here. Okay, let's delete the first section. No, but I need the first slice. That one works. Want you to see. The difficult thing here is that it would be great if we could have the separate chords and melody, like you see that feels less bassy. Was good. Wow. Sometimes if you get the right bass line and these chords, if we remove all the low mids, you start hearing chords that you never consider, like, yeah, harmonic contents like that's new. For example, this. But just because of the combination of that precise bass line with this triad, you know. Yes. What if we ideas because we need 4 bars. Yes. Yes. Maybe here's where we have to use this one. Okay, entire phrase. was interesting. Now this 8-bar draft becomes something else. Next section. So I think that's all for now. I think I got it. Let me save. If there's still anyone around, thank you for watching. I'm finished. I think, I mean, this is what I would consider like an okay session. I got 5 drafts. I think I'm gonna go for lunch. Because I'm full on with music right now, like nothing else matters, right? So I'm gonna go have lunch, relax, and then listen to this again, and I'm gonna find things that, oh, why did I do this? Like this is weird, this is not great, this can be better, you know, stuff like that. But the draft is done, and I'm sure I can fix these parts, then find a way to connect them in the next session. The next session, I'm just gonna grab them and say, okay, this is the intro, and then I start removing sections or instruments, programs, and I add them, introduce them, you know, in a more subtle way. And then once I'm in the intro sequence, I start, like, you know, arranging things, be a bit more meticulous. It's lots of fun, man. It never ends. With MPC, it never ends. Never ends. And yeah, this is the second time I do this song, basically. So we already have a very nice draft. Can I play the original draft again? It's probably better than what I'm doing right now, but because it's finished. What we're gonna get here. Very good. These hats are very aggressive. I'll probably fix them if I decide to stay with this version of the song. I like that, right? those movies are okay. Maybe I won't be able to improve on this. Good bait. But it's good because I already put hours on the arrangement. Let's see if tomorrow I'm basically competing with myself. I don't know what I'm doing. It's like competing with myself to create something better than that with the actual drafts. I don't know. A bit messy, because these are the drafts. No, I have good drafts. I have, but it's amazing because it's like I'm competing with myself, trying to make a better beat than the previous. And if they're both good, then I can find parts that seem to match, or just include them both in the arrangement. And then I just got a bigger, nice song with lots of, you know, a nicer, longer story to tell. So I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be around around the same time. I'll be here. I want to do arrangement for these drafts and see if we can figure out a way to improve. But this is it. Like old beats, revisit them. Sometimes I found the newer version to be better than the previous, but it's gonna take some time. So tomorrow, after maybe a couple hours, I'll have something similar to the previous original version, and then we see let's see if we can keep it. So thanks for watching. That's all for today. Enjoy the rest of the day, and I see you around. Cheers. Adios, adios.